ex-husband's parents tried to brag about their son beating his false allegations, not knowing he was sitting in a jail cell. I was home alone when my ex-husband's parents knocked on my door with triumphant smiles. Good news! The judge finally saw through your BS, my FIL exclaimed. I furrowed my eyebrows because Tyrone had been thrown in jail earlier that day. 8 to 12 years for wording me at gunpoint. 2.3 million in damages. I instantly knew that their son had lied to them and told them that he won, and now they were here to gloat. My mother-in-law pushed past me without waiting for an invitation, and the way she moved through my space like she owned it made my skin crawl. I stumbled backward, catching myself on the wall. My father-in-law followed, and they both settled onto my couch like they belonged there. I hadn't even closed the door yet. My mother-in-law's eyes landed on my law book scattered across the coffee table, and she picked one up just to drop it back down with this theatrical disgust that made me want to scream. Still playing lawyer? She said, her voice dripping with fake pity. You should know by now. Justice won. The truth won. The irony of her words nearly made me laugh out loud. I finally shut the door and took a few steps into my own living room, keeping the coffee table between us. My FIL was already doing this slow survey of my apartment, his raised eyebrows cataloging every secondhand piece of furniture, every bare wall. I forced myself to keep smiling, gripping the back of a chair for support. Things escalated when she pulled out her phone and shoved it in my face. Tyrone's social media showed him with a new woman. Look at him now, free and happy with a real woman who knows how to please a man, not make up stories. The words hit exactly where she'd aimed them. My mother-in-law patted my hand like I was a confused child. I pulled my hand back instinctively, tucking it against my stomach. The judge saw right through you, dear. Everyone did. Maybe now you can get the help you need. I moved to the kitchen, needing distance. The financial humiliation started when my mother-in-law followed me and opened my refrigerator without asking. I stepped aside, pressed against the counter. She made this whole performance of seeing it empty. My stomach churned as I watched my FIL pull out his checkbook with this exaggerated flourish. He wrote out a check for $10, $10 and placed it on my coffee table like he was doing me some massive favor. Take it. We know your lawyers abandoned you after they realized you were lying. He chuckled while writing the check, shook his head at wasted money. My MIL opened my mail on the counter, fake a look of concern. I reached for the papers, but she moved them away, still reading. My father-in-law looked at my son's artwork on the fridge. Where is he anyway? Actually, don't worry. The court records will help us get custody. I watched in horror as my mother-in-law walked to the mantle and actually turned my child's photo away from where I sit every evening. I took 2 quick steps toward her, but stopped myself before I did something I'd regret. Then she pulled down the Mother's Day card my son had made me, crumpling it slightly before smoothing it out with mock care. My fists clenched so hard my nails left marks in my palms. Our lawyer says with the case dismissed, proving you're an unfit mother will be easy. False accusations? That's parental alienation. I backed up until I hit the wall. The final degradation came when my father-in-law stood up and towered his 6'5" self over me. The power play was so obvious it would have been pathetic if it wasn't terrifying. Then my mother-in-law did something that shocked me even after everything else. She spit on my carpet near my feet. Actually spit. Like I was so beneath her that she needed to mark her territory. They headed for the door, but my mother-in-law turned back and grabbed that $10 check. She tore it into pieces with this vicious smile that made her look exactly like her son had during the trial. Then she threw the pieces at my face like confetti. I flinched as they hit me. They stuck in my hair as my FIL leaned down close enough that I could smell his cologne mixed with pure hatred. I pressed myself deeper into the chair. The case is over. You lost. You're nothing but a lying W word who tried to ruin a good man. My mail added, stay away from our family or we'll use the court transcripts to get a restraining order. Right as they reached for the door handle, her phone rang. She answered on speaker. My hands shook as an automated voice filled my apartment. This is a call from the correctional facility. Then Tyrone's voice cracked through the speaker, broken and desperate. Mom? Dad? Please don't hang up. I've been incarcerated since this morning. I'm so sorry. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't bear for you to see me like this. His parents heard their son sob through the speaker about his guilty verdict, about the 8 years he'd be serving, about how sorry he was for lying to them. My father-in-law's legs gave out completely and he collapsed against the doorframe. My mill reached for me with trembling hands, tears streaming down her face. Please, I'm so sorry we believed him. Full story on channel, link below.